Hey now, it's PZ, host of the OBL Hockey Podcast, premiere season 2 today. My co-host, Gregg Jackson, double G, double two, double trouble, here with us. Thank you so much for joining us today, Gregg, on the premiere of season 2 of the OBL Hockey Podcast. Looking forward to a great year. First one of the season.
Yeah.
And let me just real quick tell you a couple of things about season 2. But before I do that, if you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe to the podcast, please. Throw it out to your lineys out there. Also, Spotify podcast, Apple Podcasts. Just subscribe, like, send it to your friends. We're looking to really grow this thing this year. We got some great stuff on tap for season 2.
For all beer leaguers across the country, right? Not just our team.
Oh no, not just Old Men the Way.
Yeah.
This is for everyone in the beer league hockey community, which is
around the world,
which is an incredible community, which we're going to be talking about later. Season 2, we're going to have more episodes. We're going to have more co-hosts, or maybe a permanent co-host. I don't know, something that we talked about.
This is tryout.
No, we tried it out yesterday. But we're going to have some NHL legends on the pod, and we're going to do some interviews with the team, with Old Men the Way. We got some new guys this year in the locker room, post-game, pre-game. Just get a feel and give everybody a feel for what it's like in the room with Old Men the Way and the boys. And we're going to have some gear. We're on location today. We forgot to mention, thank you so much to Novo Coffee for hosting us today. We've got all the fans are in the background. So thank you to Novo over here on Gilpin and 8th. What's the neighborhood?
6th.
Gilpin
Country
and 6th.
Club.
Country Club in Denver. Beautiful October day in Colorado. Season 2, stay tuned. Lots more stuff coming. Can't wait. It's going to be great. So, per usual, we're going to talk about some NHL stuff. We're going to talk to Gregg and get to know Gregg a little bit. And we're going to be talking about Old Men the Way, talking about the 25-20 season for Old Men the Way at the South Suburban Adult Hockey League down there in Highlands Ranch. Lots of good stuff to come. We're about 5-6 days from the start of the NHL season. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Chicago Blackhawks. We're going to talk about the Boston Bruins. We're going to talk about the Colorado Avalanche. And of course, because of our co-founder and all around just great guy, the Silky Mitts from Granite City, Matty Tarosian, we'll talk about how much we dislike the Blues and try and make fun of them as much as possible, even though they're probably going to finish higher than both the Blackhawks and the Bruins.
They're probably going to make the playoffs. It's safe to say.
Yeah. So what are you thinking about for the season?
For Olden in the Way. By the way, should we let people know Olden in the Way? It's a Jerry Garcia, David Grisman song. Just so.
Yeah.
That's
absolutely.
how you got the name, right? I mean,
the inspiration for the name Olden in the Way came from my love of the Grateful Dead and Jerry Garcia and his band back in the day, an acoustic band, Olden in the Way, bluegrass band. Jerry Garcia, David Nelson, Peter Rowan, some other guys at Bluegrass Legends, where Jerry played a banjo. Anyway, just a blast of the past. And it's kind of fitting because even though we play in the D2 division, which is the second highest division, I guess, we are
sometimes we get in the way.
But even though we're playing in that D2 division, there's kids that are 18 years old. I'm going to say the average age is probably
mid-20s,
30.
Yeah,
I'd say 30. And the average age on our team is
mid-50s.
50.
Yeah, 50.
So
we're at a fast twitch muscle disadvantage, I would say.
Sometimes, some of us.
Yeah,
some of us, not all. But that's the inspiration for Olden in the Way. We're going to talk about the season coming up. We're going to talk about our game that we had on Monday night. We fell to the arch rival nemesis douchebags, the Good Vibe Tribe, and up to the same old shenanigans. But before we get to that, and before we talk to Gregg, let's talk about the NHL season coming up. Greggy, tell me, how you feeling about the Bruins in this season?
Not very good. Not feeling good at all about the Bruins.
Yeah.
They're a rebuilding team. They're like, I never thought I'd say it, like coming off of so many straight visits to the playoffs for so many years. And, Boston people, I grew up in New England, Michigan originally, and then New England, we'll talk about that later. But, the thing about living in Boston is they're spoiled. They're celebrating either a Patriots Super Bowl, and Red Sox and Celtics have been on a tear lately, and
great sports town
with the Bruins. I mean, last time they won a Stanley Cup was 2011, but they're always in the hunt, and they're not going to be in the hunt this year. if you look at the roster, there's just a lot of unrecognizable names that even I don't, and I watch every game on NESN, New England Sports Network, shout out. And, to be honest, like was looking at the roster yesterday, and these are all guys from the Providence Bruins, which is the AHL team, and it's a rebuild. And, obviously they have a core they obviously have one of the best scorers in the league in David Pasternak, and they have Pavel Zacha, who's a vet. And then, defensively, they have Lindholm and Charlie McAvoy, which arguably is the best tandem in the NHL. Although the Canadians. So, to answer your question, I don't think the Boston Bruins are going to make the playoffs. It would be a miracle if they made the playoffs. I will say, though, never underestimate any New England team. They're tough. They're Boston strong. They know what it takes in the front office to put together a team, and they are big. They are physical. They're getting back to old school Bruins physicality, but I think it's going to be a lot of disappointment for me on the couch watching my Bruins this year. What do you think, Pat?
I think the Bruins are clearly rebuilding after they decided not to re-sign Marchand and send him down to Florida, which, good for him. Great part of that team. But, he was the captain of the team. It kind of just sends a signal that to the Bruins fans and the city of Boston that it's going to be a little bit. But that's okay, because I know what rebuilding is like being a Chicago Blackhawks fan. And I'm cautiously optimistic about the Hawks this year.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be a playoff team. I think that they're going to be better. We've got Jeff Blashill coming in as a new coach. He's got NHL experience, 5 years in Detroit as a head coach. Spent the last several years down in Tampa as an assistant under John Cooper. So great mentorship. Great winning program to follow, a great leader. So I'm excited about that, to have hopefully have our coach. We've been through a few in the last few years, but Connor Bedard's third year. We're going to have a lot. The roster is going to be very young. Our prospects, they've got a deep prospect pool.
Frank Nazar, he is going to be a superstar.
Yeah.
He already somewhat is, but not much of a team around him. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, they've got the kids like Frank Nazar and
oozes talent. He oozes.
Michigan kid had a breakout performance at the Worlds after the end of the NHL season last year. But we've got young defensemen, Artem Lezhinov, Wyatt Kaiser, Alex Vlasic, who's going to be one of the top defensemen in the league. So super deep at D, and we've got a bunch of young kids that we're high draft picks coming in to fill in the forward spots, along with veterans like Teuvo Teravainen, Tyler Bertuzzi, Ryan Donato, Andre Burakovsky.
Ryan Donato's a veteran. He's a young guy, but yeah, this
is like his fourth team, and he just got a 4-year contract.
That's true.
A nice contract for the Hawks.
He is a vet.
He played well. He's a Boston kid, Harvard boy.
Teddy Donato's
son, the coach. So we got a good veteran presence. Nick Foligno, the captain, Jason Dickinson. So I think I'm expecting more points. I'm expecting more compete, and hopefully a little bit more energy around the team with the young guys in there. To look forward. This should be the next step in moving forward. Do I think they're a playoff team? I don't. My goal would be to not be in the have a lottery pick for this season. But I'm excited. I'm excited that the NHL is starting up. Big hockey town here in Denver. How are you feeling about the Avs for this year?
Well, by the way, if you want to leave a comments down below, if you guys want to interject in terms of the Bruins, Blackhawks, or whatever your teams are, let's get everybody involved. Leave comments down below. Avs, I think, I'll just come right out and say it. They're my pick to win the Stanley Cup. I think they came close last year. It was disappointing, to lose that last game, and I think they have the pieces in place. I was just listening to Jared Bednar interview a couple days ago, and he even said, we have the team, and he's confident, and we can do this thing. And that's their goal. Their goal is to win the Stanley Cup this year. That's obviously not the Blackhawks' goal, realistically, or the Bruins.
No.
Right? Let's be honest.
They're years away from that.
Yeah. So for the Avalanche, though, they are, especially now with Landeskog back. Now, I did hear that his knee is kind of acting up again, but that guy is he is the heart and soul of that team when he's on.
He is. He's unbelievable. And I guess somebody was saying that he dropped the mitts in a preseason game that they played at DU at Magnus.
Wouldn't
And
surprise me.
yeah, he threw him down in a preseason game.
Yeah, I mean, he's the heart and soul of that team. They got, the late trade they made for the goaltenders, which I didn't understand at the time. Wedgwood and the other guy, forgetting his name. Blackwood, Wood brothers.
Yeah, and there was some joke, when they were both hurt, that the new guy's name was Morningwood.
But I think that they really do. Now, obviously, in the West, they're going to be challenged. Dallas, a lot of people are picking, and then obviously Edmonton is hungry, and they know what it takes to get over that hump. So it's going to be one of those three teams, I believe. There could be a dark horse in there, but I think the Avs are really poised to really make a serious run. What do you think about the Avs?
Yeah, well, mark it right here, people, that Gregg Jackson is picking the Avs to win the Stanley Cup. I think the Avs, they have all the pieces. I haven't really, unfortunately, really didn't follow as far as, who they picked. If they picked some people, I know Brett Burns. They got Brett Burns on the team.
So they got
I'm really excited to watch him. I love Brett Burns. And of course, I mean, they've got, Nathan McKinnon and Makar and Natchez and Nichushkin. And so, I mean, they definitely have the horses to get it done. And it seems like Mackenzie Blackwood is the guy. I think he's the number one. Blackwood, not Wedgwood is the backup, but it seems like he, I like him. I watched him in a couple of games last year. I like to sit behind that goal where the visiting team shoots twice. And for the last few years of watching Georgiev or whatever is Georgiev, the last couple of years watching Georgiev, whatever, we know who we're talking about.
It doesn't matter.
I mean, he is just talk about a goalie, like a weirdo, like just, never left the crease, very, I guess, focused, but I would question his focus at points. But Blackwood he's just loose. He seems loose, which is cool.
All goalies, including ours, Sean. Shout out Sean.
We will talk about
in terms of they have their own personality, and it's usually very unique, and that's what we love about you, Sean.
And anybody who
lets us talk and
who plays hockey
done on the ice
knows what we're talking about. Yeah. But yeah, exactly. He lets us talk, and
they're unique
on the ice.
Interesting and unique.
I think that they've got a great chance to win the cup. They're not my pick. I'm going to pick the Dallas Stars.
Okay.
I just feel like they are getting better and better with, what's his name? The guy from the Avs.
Oh, who they signed a 1 year $1 million deal? Duchesne?
No.
Oh.
And with Rantanen.
Oh, with Mikko Rantanen.
Who's going to just, he is so good. He's just going to go on it there. That's my pick to win the Stanley Cup, so you can mark it here.
Who will they play? You think they'll play Florida? Because that's who I'm picking in the East is Florida. I mean, how can they not? They re-signed everyone, basically. I'm
going to pick, and I think I might have picked them last year. We can go back and look. The New Jersey Devils.
Okay. They certainly are going to be a contender.
Yeah. I think,
with Jack Hughes back now.
Hughes, and hopefully they get figured out. Maybe next week you can report back. We'll talk about that here in a second. But anyway, that's my pick. And Greggy's going with the Avs. I'm going with Dallas. So we can,
who are they going
can mark it here. He looks like he's going.
Not this guy, but
he looks like he's going for a frisbee.
But we want to hear from you guys. Who are your picks? Put them down below.
Give us your picks. All right, let's get to our special co-host, guest, my teammate, my brother, Gregg Jackson. Thank you so much today.
Sometime golf partner. A lot more
in the future, golf partner, and just hanging out. But Gregg, happy to have you on, and I'm excited to have everybody get to know a little bit about you. So if you don't mind, I'd like to just kind of ask you some questions, and not necessarily speed round. You know how we like it. We're just here, and we just want to hear about you. You've got some great stories. If you ever want to throw those in there, I'm going to ask you about some of them here. But let's start with hockey, and tell us how you got into the game, and where that love for the game developed.
Well, really, it all started in Michigan, where I grew up, and watching Hockey Night in Canada. For any of you who live in Canada, obviously you know Hockey Night in Canada, but we got it too in Michigan, because
right there,
we're basically part of Canada. And I watched Hockey Night in Canada growing up from like I don't know, 5 years old because my dad watched it. So it was either the Maple Leafs, the Canadians, maybe it was mostly the Maple Leafs and the Canadians and whoever they played. And that's where my love for hockey grew. My dad played hockey and he got me started in mites, or even before that, skating with me on the pond, and then mites, squirts, peewees, and the whole system. So I played growing up, played pond hockey because we had a pond in our neighborhood.
Yeah. That's where I started too.
Good. Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, a lot
Illinois.
of ponds. Lakes, Illinois.
Well, maybe not a lot of lakes in Illinois.
Well, not a lot of lakes, but you did. You had a pond. And so you know what I'm talking about. The childhood memories that are most fond to me is putting, getting all the gear together, going down to the pond, lacing up the skates, sitting on the dock. All the friends are there, shoveling out, hearing you could hear it from like a quarter mile away, the scraping off the pond with the shovels, and just getting ready to play shinny.
Yep.
And that's what we did growing up. You have the puck marks on your shins because you didn't wear shin pads.
Yeah.
Kids were tougher back then.
Yeah.
You fell through the pond like I did once, and my buddy Podgorny rescued me. And my dad told me,
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Paul Podgorny. Paul and Philip Podgorny were my neighbors, and he reached out his stick and pulled me out. It was kind of a scary thing. I was probably, 10, 11 years old and fell through the ice. But those are all fond memories. My dad told me, put your stuff in the dryer. He wasn't very compassionate at all that I almost died.
Yeah.
But those are the
bring
memories.
the wet clothes in the house.
And we'd play from 7, 8 in the morning till 6 at night on weekends, 7 at night. Yeah. We'd have lights out there. It was just all hockey all the time. And then I did take a year off in 8th grade because I had some studying problems, behavior problems, and my parents took me out, which is growing up problems.
No, not problem.
Well, just situations. And so I got yanked out, and it destroyed me. It destroyed my development that I didn't play for a year. And then also, I needed that outlet. And I don't think it was the right thing, actually, for my parents to do, but they didn't know what else to do with me.
Yeah.
And then I went to high school. I went away to boarding school, Lawrence Academy, Groton, Massachusetts, 13 years old, which was the best experience of my life, the greatest 4 years of my life, being independent on my own. Played hockey there as well. Played JV all 4 years. I couldn't make the varsity. I'm just one of the best hockey teams in the country.
Yeah, the prep teams.
It's like Shattuck and, on that level, Culver, Shattuck. And, I just wasn't there. But I did play first line JV, which I was pretty proud of. And then went away to college. My main sport in college, I played competitive tennis at the varsity level, which I'm very proud of. Colby College, 04901, nice. Up in the sticks of Waterville, Maine.
Beautiful.
Played intramural hockey, continued to play hockey. But then I took a long break. I moved out to San Francisco after I graduated. And it wasn't until I moved here. I moved here in 2010, around, 2020. Our good friend Mike Chabot, shout out Mike Chabot, my brother, massive bodybuilder, wins a lot of bodybuilding competitions.
Champion bodybuilder.
Champion bodybuilder. Legit.
Champion.
No, this isn't something he does on the side. This is his deal. And we're all proud of you, Mike.
Yeah, and he's
a hockey player.
He's a hockey player.
But he's taking a little break, a little hiatus. Maybe he'll come back. Wouldn't want to go in the corner with him.
No.
With his size.
No.
But
the gym.
Or the gym. But he was the one who basically said, hey, man, why don't you, because all of our kids went to Valor together, they play hockey together. He said, why don't you play hockey with us in this beer league? Or come to Magnus and play hockey with us on Friday mornings. I said, okay, I'll think about it. He was the one who really encouraged me to get back into it. I'm so glad I did, because it led to playing hockey, getting out with the boys, rediscovering my love for hockey. And that started, I think, around 2020 or maybe 2019. Maybe it was earlier than that, 2018.
Yeah, well, we moved over from Grand Junction in 2020.
So that's when I met you.
Yeah, I think that's when Jeff, Jay-Z, when that just kind of was getting some legs, and then because I had met Jeff through a mutual friend, Ollie, and and he shared the invite with me, and then I think there was maybe a couple Valor dads there anyway, but yeah, and now there's a bunch of the Valor crew at the Friday morning skate and on Old Men the Way. So yeah,
it's just a blast.
Yeah.
If any of you guys out there played hockey and you want to get back into it, we'd love to have you. Jeff Zucker, who we were just talking about, organizes the DU skate, playing Magnus Arena most of the time. And it's just a phenomenal way to kind of reconnect with people. You and I were just talking the other day about how people are more isolated, especially men our age, struggling with mental health issues, not to put it in quotes because it's a very real thing. But I do think that there's a lack of togetherness, physical, getting together, playing sports at our age, getting out of the house, connecting with people our age. And I think it's been one of the best decisions that I've made because you meet a lot of people through hockey.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's how we met.
Yeah, right. Exactly right.
So tell us about the thing that you love the most about our team, Oldham and the Way.
Well, I think the number one thing is the camaraderie, but just walking into the locker room to me is like the best part of hockey. And any of you hockey players out there, you know what I'm talking about. The vibe, the atmosphere in the locker room. It's kind of like everybody puts their phones down, their technology, and it's a time to connect. And you have that, kind of pregame in the locker room.
Buzz,
anticipation for the game, and also connecting with the boys, conversations, the back and forth, obviously the ribbing, which is just inherent to the atmosphere of hockey.
Yeah.
Just kind of making fun of people a little bit. When anybody walks in the locker room, I think it's a great opportunity to shout out their name, make them feel welcome, part of the group.
Yeah.
It's just like that camaraderie, the hockey camaraderie. I don't know what it's really like because I've never played football, but I'm sure it's probably similar to other locker rooms. But the hockey thing is totally different in terms of the vibe and the atmosphere. Don't you agree?
I agree. It's something special. The hockey community, it's just a little different. Language.
Yep, language.
The chirps
could be a little bit more coarse.
Could be. I mean, the F word is used in all formats.
The music,
the tunes. I generally get the tunes going, but if I don't, Greggy's right there, or he just takes it over with some inspirational yacht rock, maybe some Toto.
That's my playlist. But I do have a hockey room.
REO Speedwagon.
I have a locker room playlist too, which is a little bit more conducive to like what Guy Coffey, shout out Guy, phenomenal goalie and phenomenal defenseman.
Yes, he is.
Heart and soul, always has a smile on his face. Well,
phenomenal defenseman.
He's a pretty good goalie.
Yeah.
But at any rate, great pond hockey player as well.
Yeah.
But
really held our team together last year.
Well, we only had 4 guys.
At least he thinks so.
Yeah. Well, we'll have 6 this year.
Yeah.
But the point is that like with the music and stuff, that's important too. And, creates the vibe. People don't like my ABBA walkout tune. What is it? Something at Midnight. The one that I like.
Mm-hmm.
ABBA arguably isn't really a hockey band.
No.
But to me it is. And that's the thing. Like everybody has their own vibe. And that's, it's a unique sport.
Yeah, it really is. It's great.
Unique sport with unique people.
Yeah.
And unique haircuts.
No, I mean, and just a great group of guys. It's, for me, it's the fellowship, that you don't really get, necessarily at work or, really, anywhere else where you can, you really, for me, able to really connect, be part of a team. And then the game aspect, the physical aspect of it, you get at 53. I mean, you get going, you get pretty amped up. Hard to fall asleep after those 10 o'clock games.
Yeah, but no, that's an important point. I forgot to mention it. It's just getting out on the ice, even before the ice when we all gather together and we're just kind of, that pregame anticipation, and then getting on the ice and the warm-ups is fun, like getting charged up. And then once the game starts, I know it's only beer league, but it is competitive. And we want to beat the other team and we want to do well, make the playoffs and do well. But just the whole game aspect, again, going back to my point where there's so few times now in the society that we live in where we can disconnect from this and be totally engaged. And in a competitive environment where we can root our teammates on and get the chatter going and, have that feeling of, because there's very few situations where we're competitive these days.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're wired as men, I think, to be competitive.
And that's okay.
And it's okay.
It is.
And hockey's a great platform for it.
Yeah. And it's an excellent
especially
platform.
When you win. Now, when you lose, we don't like to win.
Just because it shouldn't not be mentioned.
Winning's a lot more fun.
Winning is a lot more fun. No, what I was going to say was really there have been women that have played on our team, and there are women that play in the leagues. So, Gregg.
Yes, sir.
Sticking to the hockey topic. Now, there's something that I noticed about you early on when we started playing. First at DU, because we would play you play against each other. Obviously, when we're playing Old Man Way, we're on the same team. But there was something that I noticed. There is and you've acknowledged it. There is a switch that gets flipped in you when you go from skate on rubber mat to skate on ice. What is it?
Well, I just think I've always been, Johnny Tryhard my whole life. Like whatever I'm doing, I want, whether it's a video game or a game of Monopoly with my son. I mean, I just always want to win. It's just an intensity. It's a passion for whatever it is that I'm doing in life. I want to do it to the best of my ability. And I don't know where that comes from. Was I born with it? Probably there's some environmental reasons, maybe instilled from my dad, who was a pretty intense guy. And some of it might be genetic. Maybe I'm predisposed to being that way personality wise. And I appreciate you saying that. I mean, that's a compliment.
Yeah.
But hopefully it's not too much, but I am aware that, just to be totally transparent early on, let's be real with our audience. I had a problem staying on the ice too long, and it was brought to my attention. There's some guys in my team that brought it to my attention, and, rightly so. They were pissed because, you're supposed to come off the ice with your line. And sometimes I'm so focused on the game that I don't recognize when my line mates are even going off the ice.
Yeah.
And that was a problem with me, but I think, have I rectified that? I'm better at it, right?
Absolutely.
I don't stay on the ice, but it was a problem for me.
I don't know if it was a problem.
It was a problem.
It was brought to your attention.
And I'm coachable, Pat.
I know you are.
And, so
because you want to win.
Well, and also, like, I don't have all the answers. I know I'm a work in progress. Thanks for being patient with me. And that was an area in hockey that I needed to work on, which is don't be selfish and stay on the ice. And it's the same in our Friday skates. Like, I have to be like, when I see that there's 5 guys on the bench, right, and we've all paid, it's like, I can't stay out there too long. I need to come off and let some of the other guys play. So I've tried to limit my playing time. But when I'm out there, I'm going into the corners hard. I'm trying to win puck battles. I'm trying to win wall battles. And so that at the end of the day, when I come home, like, how did I play? It's not all about the goals and the assists. It's, did you go hard until the end? And that's how I kind of gauge, like, did you kind of half-ass it at the end of the game when you were down, or did you play hard to the end?
Yeah.
And for me, I hold myself to a high standard. I know this probably sounds like a little hardcore,
I don't think so.
I think hockey's a great way to work on life and to work on getting better and to push yourself. It's like, okay, I'm really tired right now. Like, there's a couple games where we play on, I was in a Sunday night league with Guy and you and Maddie played on that league.
The
White Quail. And we only had sometimes we only had like 5, 6 skaters, and we only had 1 or 2 guys on the bench, and we were gassed at the end of the game. But, that will toughen you up when you only get a 30-second rest.
Yeah.
And then you're right back on the ice. You just sat down and some guy's like, hey, you ready? And you're like, I guess so.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't really have a choice.
Yeah. That's it.
My point is, if you can do those types of things at age 57 and 53 that we're doing, we're evolving. We're pushing ourselves.
Yeah.
It's not something that you just do when you're 16 years old. You push yourself in your 50s and 60s until the day we take our last breath.
Yeah. I mean, my goal.
And you're as intense as I am. I know that.
I am.
And you and I have gotten into, and you and I push each other on Friday.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm going to play.
If we're playing against each other.
Yeah. I'm going to play you, Guy, Rich, Maddie, whoever, my boys, my buddies, but also people that can take it too. Not that there's anything to take, but I mean, there's some guys that you can go a little bit harder on than other guys. And generally it's you're good friends, because you wouldn't want anything less. I mean, it's something too and
sometimes it ends up in a tripping call because you're going too hard. Like, I tripped you and you got the penalty shot and scored a sweet goal. So you should thank me for that.
Yeah. Thank you. Because that was probably
deep to
the sickest goal I've ever scored in my life.
Backhand up high.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was great.
Bar down.
Yeah.
Don't know how. That's what that's the thing. The key is not knowing how, because if you don't know how, you're in it, you're focused, you're in the moment. This past week, I just had a couple moments where, when you overthink and it's like you go and take a stride and it's like your leg doesn't move, or you're going to get the puck and you freeze. That's all up here. That's why I love the switch that you flip. So focused, so into it. But yeah, I'm the same way. My greatest skill is
I did miss a wide open goal. So I wasn't too focused on that one-timer. I should have instead of taking the one-timer, got a great pass from one of our new players, 2-on-1. And instead of, sorry to cut you off, but I'll forget about it.
That's all right. We'll edit it out anyway.
I got the puck on my forehand side and I tried to one-time it, which I wasn't pointed toward him, which would have been, if my hips were flipped, I would have had a much easier time with the one-timer.
Yeah.
What I should have done is received the pass, taken it back, and then snapped it.
Yeah.
But I missed it. And so we're all growing, we're all learning.
Yeah.
And I was mad at myself for a little while, but I'll learn.
Yeah. And we're imperfect people in an imperfect world trying to be perfect.
Like
impossible.
It's impossible. We're all works in progress.
Yeah.
We all need grace.
A couple more questions for you, Gregg. I know that you went to a very special wedding this past summer with Danny and Jake, and a star-studded event. So, tell us a little bit about Noah and Alexa's wedding.
So this is a hockey podcast. So this relates to the wedding because there was a lot of hockey guys there. My best friend's oldest daughter, Alexa, married Noah Dobson, who many of you know played for the Islanders, and then he was traded just this past summer to the Montreal Canadiens, signed a big deal.
Congratulations,
Super
Noah.
nice guy.
And Alexa.
Very, very humble. Obviously a phenomenal, very, very skilled. And it was a bunch of his friends that were at the wedding, which is in Newport, Rhode Island, a beautiful venue, one of the most beautiful weddings I've ever been to. Shout out Christine Sorowick and Jeff Sorowick for just, I don't even know how they pulled it off. I mean, it was.
And Pro Ambitions.
And Pro Ambitions Hockey, which is my best friend's.
Thank you, Jeff.
My best friend's hockey camps worldwide, #1 hockey camps in the world. And he's been doing that for 30 years, like after he retired from the NHL.
You should have Jeff on.
We will have Jeff on.
We can have him talk about Pro Ambitions and possibly his future sponsorship of the podcast.
We will definitely have Jeff on when he comes out here this summer. He usually comes to the Ice Ranch camp. We play golf together, which he will play with us. So long story short is there was a bunch of guys from the Islanders there. Very nice guys, very humble, great golfers, by the way. We played golf the day before. And so I met a bunch of them. And there was some other NHL guys that were there as well. Cam Neely, who's the president of the Bruins, was there. The guy who sings the national anthem for the Bruins sang the national anthem at the wedding. And then he sang the Canadian national anthem because it was Canada Day, and Noah's from Prince Edward Island. Nate McKinnon, I think, or not Nate McKinnon, Sidney Crosby and Nate McKinnon were supposed to be at the wedding, but they had a bachelor party that weekend, so they didn't go. But the guys from the Islanders who were there were just super cool. And the wedding was phenomenal. Jeremy Roenick was there, it was also time for me to connect with some of the guys that Jeff played college hockey with at Providence College, who I knew because I lived there for a year. I took a year off, actually a year and a half off between my freshman and sophomore year in college, and I lived down in Providence. So I became kind of part of the family, adopted. And in fact, some people that actually graduated from Providence College still think that I went there. They're like, "What year were you again?" Like, I saw you you were in my philosophy class.
It was my gap year.
It was my gap year. So I worked and basically hung out with the hockey guys, and I got to reconnect with them. Rick Bennett, who is he was the coach at Union when they won the national championship. He did a phenomenal job there. Larry Rooney, who is a friend of mine, still a friend of mine, whose father, Chris Rooney, is longtime, very famous referee in the NHL. Well, I think he was drafted by the Rangers. If I'm not mistaken, I might be wrong about that. And it was just a fun, probably the most fun wedding that I've ever been to. So it was phenomenal. And the other thing about that wedding was that, at least for me, was that you have this like perception that professional athletes are kind of arrogant or whatever, but at least the hockey guys that I met were some of the most down to earth people and just real human beings.
Yeah.
They weren't big time in it or staying in their own cliques or, they were interacting and just, it was, like I said before, it was just a great experience. And then to see Noah right now, and hopefully I'm going to go up either Montreal or to see one of his games. Certainly here, we're going to go see him play.
I'd like to go with you.
You absolutely will hook you up with a ticket. But I'm excited for Noah because this is like a new life for him. I think somewhat of a rebuilding year in actually the Islanders. They got a team that they put together. But I think Noah being on the Canadians is going to take them to that next level. I think they will make the playoffs. I think they probably win a round. I think they're a long shot to win 2 rounds, but they can do it. They have so much talent on that team, and I'm so excited for you, Noah Dobson, because I think they're going to win a Stanley Cup in the next few years. What do you think?
I'm really high on the Canadians. So much talent, and they made the playoffs last year.
Yes, they won. They lost in the first round.
Yeah, exciting time for them, and an exciting time for Noah. Noah, if you ever have 5 minutes,
we'll get him on the pod.
As we all know, this is the ultimate destination for everyone.
You're going to be in our boots,
which is the amazing thing about hockey.
Right.
And then we'll wrap it up with Greggy here, and then we can talk about Old Men the Way, and we'll move on. And another star-studded weekend ahead for you, going up to Ann Arbor for the Michigan.
Going to see a hockey game tomorrow night, and then I'm going to see the Michigan-Wisconsin football game, because the Hugheses were kind enough. That's Jack Hughes, Quinn Hughes, and Luke Hughes, who just signed a contract for yesterday, I think, for the Devils. So he'll be playing with his brother Jack, who's coming back from injury. And we're going to stay at the Hughes' house. Jimmy Hughes, who's the father, and Jeff played hockey at Providence together. Hey, this is our, I don't know if these guys can see it here. We got an
unofficial mascot.
Unofficial mascot for the pod. But yeah, I'm super excited about that. We're going to watch. I've never been to a Michigan hockey game, so I'm going to go to the vaunted
Yost Arena.
Yost Arena. I almost said the Chrysler Center, which is the basketball team. So I'm super excited to see them play in a hockey game.
Amazing place.
Yeah. Well, you've been there. I've never been there, so I'm excited. And I've never been on a football field for a football game. I don't even know what to expect, but we have field passes, so we'll get to watch warm-ups and hear the pads.
That's going to be incredible.
I'm excited about it.
Go Blue.
Go Blue. And hopefully, I'm most excited for my best friend, Jeff, because he's never been to Michigan Stadium, and he's never seen a Michigan football game.
Yeah.
So I just want to see the look on his face when he's in the big house and he's down on field level and he's hearing the pads crack and he's watching, in my opinion, a team that really is a contender in the playoffs. I think they're going to win the Big Ten and beat that team down south for the 5th straight year in Ann Arbor, because everything's coming together. I know we're going a little off topic on Michigan football, but Michigan football is important too.
Yes, it is.
I'm super excited.
Yeah, I hope you guys have a great time. Jeff, I hope you enjoy the big house. It's definitely amazing place that you got to get to. All right. Thanks, Greggy, for that. Again, thanks again for doing the podcast. Really excited to have you here.
My pleasure.
Let's talk about Old Men the Way, and then we'll get it wrapped up. 25-26 campaign, South Suburban Adult Hockey League down there in Highlands Ranch, South Suburban, sometimes over there at Family Sports. We had the season opener on Monday night, and we dropped the game 6-3 to the Good Vibe Tribe, one of our arch rivals. But, it was a good game. I'm excited about the season. This is our 4th year of having the team in the D2 division down there at South Suburban. And we've got the core group that's been there. And just right off the top of the list, our heart and soul and foundation and brick wall of our team, Shawnee, the best goalie in the league by far. He's back. Greggy's back. Maddie McGee, Nate, Perch, Gee. We got B. O'Neill back on the squad. We got Cookie Balatovich on the squad, Josh. And we got some new guys that we got to meet on Monday night. James, Seth, and Tim, my D partner, who's really going to have a lot of fun playing with him this year, because he was telling me how awful he played and how bad of shape he was in, and I thought he played pretty good. We got some new faces in the room, and like I said, we're going to get to know them here starting next week with some interviews and just get to know the guys.
Shout out to Brad for recruiting our new talent, and we got some talent.
Our fearless leader, captain, GM, communicator,
bandmate,
IT whiz, teammate,
thoughtful individual,
all around great guy.
Number 63,
Brad Scott. Thank you, Brad. We couldn't do it without Brad. He keeps everybody in line. I'll pitch in every once in a while, like bring a jersey and pick it up at Brad's house. Exciting times for Old Men the Way Hockey Club. Greggy, how you feeling about the squad?
Well, like I said, I mean, the new guys that are on board, a couple Valor dads that are new to the team. I think that
ex-Valor player, as in Tim.
I think that if people actually come to the games and we have a good showing we're going to be very competitive, much more so than this summer and much more so than last season.
Yeah.
I think we're going to gel. We're going to play better together. This first game back, I think people, maybe some legs, having not played a little bit. Shawnee, obviously, the best goalie in the league, who averages 50 stops per game average. We were down 3-0 in the first period.
We were down 4-0 in the
So it's
first
tough
period.
to come back from that, but we did. It's made a 6-3 game.
They got a late one.
Yeah, so it was closer than the final score. But my point is, I think that we are going to be a lot better than we have been in previous seasons, and I think that we're going to be. Don't overlook us.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It was promising. I felt okay after the game as far as like our effort. I felt good, really good about our effort. I felt okay about the loss because we did get off to that 4-goal deficit in the first period. There's a breakaway. Shawnee had no chance. There was a backdoor that we blew the coverage on. And then there was a couple that more typical beer league goals that are in front of the net and get buried. So, but in all fairness, I know I joke about Goodbye Tribe. They're a good team. They've been playing together for a long time. We have a whole new group. So for our first game together, because we're
just getting to know each other.
Yeah, we came back, had some nice plays. I have not looked at the shots, but I have a pretty good feeling that we outshot them. That Old Men the Way outshot Goodbye
We had our
Tribe.
chances. We just
So that's good.
pucked it on the net.
That's good because the name of the game, in beer league, as we all know, is you got to shoot the puck. The extra pass, you got a much better chance of scoring a goal off a rebound than trying to make an extra.
Yeah,
it's typical beer league stuff.
Pucks on net, crash the net.
But we dropped that one. That's okay. We got a game this coming Wednesday against a new team in the league, Shovelly Joes, and Greg and I were talking for a second and no idea what the hell that means.
I'm still scratching my head.
He thinks restaurant, maybe. I guess.
I'm going to ask one of the guys,
Yeah.
how'd you guys come up with that
Dumb name, probably more likely. But, we'll see. I think we've got a good chance of maybe getting our first victory of the year Wednesday night against the Shovelly
Brad's
Joes.
probably looking at tape of them right now.
And just a few things about the upcoming season. Per usual, last Monday's game started at 10 o'clock. The first 5 games are all 10 o'clock or later. Like this week is at 10:05. I'm really looking forward to the season. And last year we had our best season so far as far as points go. And I'm expecting to improve on that. I'm expecting to make the playoffs because everybody does. So I think we're good there, but I'm expecting maybe play
a higher seed.
Maybe play a lower seed this time. You never know. You never know. There's a few more teams in the league. Shovelly Joes is not the only new team. So I think there's 12 teams in the division.
Who won it last year? Was it Otto or
no? I think it was Fat Pucks.
Fat Pucks.
Yeah.
Okay, Fat Pucks won it last year.
Yeah, I think so.
Wasn't Callahan?
I'd have to go back and look. Greg. I don't know.
One of the two.
One of the two. They're perennial champions, but
we're gonna give it our best shot.
We are going to give our best shot, no doubt about it. So we will be back and report on that game next week for sure. Season 2, the OBL Hockey Podcast, special co-host, regular co-host, let's just say that, regular co-host, Gregg Jackson. Great things coming up for season 2, more episodes, more special guests. Next week, I'll debut the new studio setup at the Double Nickel Studios down in Castle Pines. I'm excited to show everybody. Looking forward to a great season. OBL Hockey Podcast.
Comment. Leave
your comments.
I'd like to hear who these guys think is going to win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, let us know who you think is going to win the Stanley Cup. Let us know who you think is going to win the D2 division down there at the South Suburban Adult Hockey League. Probably Callahan or Fat Pucks. Probably be a safe bet. Yeah, and tell us what you'd like to hear about here on the OBL Hockey Podcast. Great things coming. New gear, new people. Like us on YouTube, leave comments, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're here. We'll see you next time. Take it easy.